Hello everyone and a very good morning to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. So as we all know, from Monday to Thursday 11 a.m. in the morning, we come up with the Hindu analysis. And today is 28th March, that is Wednesday. And we are here with the Hindu analysis of 20th March. Am I audible? Meri awaaz aa rahi hai? Okay. So we'll be discussing these two articles. The first will say Supreme Court to hear pleas seeking stay on CAA on April 9th. The next is Supreme Court issues summon to Ramdev in Patanjali misleading ads case. So these two things we'll be discussing it. First, let's discuss here. I hope you are aware that Citizenship Amendment Act was passed in 2019 and recently it has been notified and enforced, you can say, and other rules have been made and all. So the people have filed a petition in the Supreme Court to stay it. Stay matlab rok laga dena. Till now it has not stayed it. So it will hear the please matlab wahi petitions on CA on 9th April. So on 9th April, the Supreme Court will be hearing the matter. Okay. So these are some of the arguments against the CA that has been given by the petitioner, that it is against, it is solely on the basis of religious identity. Okay, once the process of citizenship is granted, it cannot be reversed back. Isko wapas nahi liya ja sakta hai. So these are some of the arguments being given. Okay, so you can read about it. I hope you must have read it, but so it actually allows easy citizenship for those belonging to these 6 communities who arrived in India before 31st December 2014. And they are from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, these 3 countries. So these 3 countries means Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing it. ये कभी कभी पूछते हैं कि CAA actually amended which actually act. So it is actually Citizenship Amendment Act 1955 actually has been amended by this Citizenship Act 2019 and Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Okay, yes. Now, so that is what it is. So thus it will hear on 9th April, just days before the first Lok Sabha election. So of course, I hope you are aware from April onwards we'll be having an elections and Lok Sabha election. So just before it, the matter will be heard and all. It would not grant fast track to citizenship and all. So ye sab aapko pata hoga. I hope you are aware. So Solicitor General said that I'm not going to make any statement right now. So so the Supreme Court has actually in fact issued a notice to the central government to give the response and all in this regard. Okay, yes. And a 3-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice of India sought to calm the apprehension and also these are the things. It was in the news. So the petitioners who have challenged it, the 2 lawyers are Kapil Sibal and Indra Jaising. And so Indra Jaising is a lawyer from for Mahua Moitra and all. Because these are the things we should be knowing about it. So Mr. Sibal and Advocate Haris Biran are from Indian Union Muslim League. I think this is a political party from the state of Kerala. They have filed a petition challenging the CAA. Okay, yes. So if you are watching our class, go in the description box. There is a one-on-one counseling session. So click on this link and you will get this Google form. And everyone should fill this Google form. You will get to know more about our courses. Okay, let's move on further. The Supreme Court issues summon. Summon matlab hota bulana, to call the person in the court, to call the person to be present in the court. Okay, and summons to Ramdev in Patanjali misleading ads case. So there is an allegation against him that the Patanjali, which is a company, Ayurveda company of Mr. Baba Ramdev, there is an allegation against him of misleading or false advertisement in violation of Drugs and Magics Remedies Objectionable Advertisement Act. So the Supreme Court has in fact summoned him that he's supposed to be present in the court. Okay, otherwise, and they're saying that this will be because in the last, in October last year, they have made an undertaking that they will not do so, but still they have done it. So it is actually considered as a contempt that in November last year, they have promised it and destroyed an undertaking. So they have promised that they will not violate it, but still, and that is why it is a contempt. Okay, and so Contempt of Court Act 1971 is there. So actually what is contempt of court? So it gives Supreme Court and High Court the power to punish for its contempt. Now what do you mean by the concept of contempt? So there are two types of contempt. One is criminal contempt, civil, and another is criminal. So let's talk about civil contempt, and defined under Section 2B of the Contempt of Court Act. So willful disobedience of any judgment, decree, direction. So deliberately, जानबूझकर, deliberately not following the judgment, not following the judgment. अगर जानबूझ के कोई आदमी जो है सुप्रीम कोर्ट या हाई कोर्ट के जजमेंट को नहीं फॉलो कर रहा है, दैट्स कॉल्ड एज सिविल कंटेम्प्ट, है ना, or willful breach and all. Whereas in criminal contempt it says the person who scandalizes or tends to scandalize or lower the authority of court. So it is one step ahead. ठीक है, अगर थोड़ा और है ना, so मतलब जैसे मजाक बना रही है, it's making fun of the court and all, है ना, interferes in the due process of any judicial proceeding, then criminal contempt can be issued against the person and all. ठीक है, so these are the two types of things. In fact, एक तो यहाँ mention है in Contempt of Court Act 1971 it is mentioned, and here also in Article 142 the concept of contempt of court is mentioned, and 142 gives Supreme Court extreme power. I hope you are aware of that. Okay, now let's move on further. A bench of Justice Hema Kohli, Justice Asaruddin Amarlo issued the notice to Baba Ramdev and the managing director of Patanjali, Acharya Balakrishnan, to be present in the court, है ना, when the next hearing will happen on 2nd April. Okay, yes. Okay, just before moving on 31st March at 11 a.m. in the morning, we'll be conducting a scholarship test. If you qualify it, you will get up to 90% off. So this is a paid course, 380 plus hours of live session, 300 plus recorded videos, 55 plus mock tests, etc. is there. And this is the 2024 test series. Okay. Now let's move on to a main article written by Mr. Shashi Tharoor. I hope you are aware of Shashi Tharoor. Now, he has earlier served as the Minister of External Affairs, also Minister of State in Foreign Ministry, and he has served at different positions at United Nations, and currently he is a member of Parliament from Kerala. I hope you are aware of that. Now the curious case of Susama Aip and the Vechor cow. So basically there's a lady, he's talking about a lady and who has won Padma Shri in 2022. Her name is Dr. Susama Aip. And he's talking about how she actually saved, or actually the Vechor cow. So this is a specific type of cow. You will find it in the state of Kerala. अगर आप पढ़ोगे ना, so Vechor cow you will find it in Kottayam district of Kerala. Okay, so it's a special breed of cow, है ना. It is the smallest cattle breed in the world according to the Guinness Book of World Record. ठीक है, तो यहीं पे पाया जाता है. ठीक है, लिखा इसमें लिखा due to conservation effort by Susama Aip, a professor of animal breeding and genetics, है ना. So इसी पर है, the article is all about that. So basically Mr. Shashi Tharoor is talking about that, how she has actually saved this type of this breed and all, है ना. तो इसमें अब इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है, because it's talking about a specific state and a specific city and all, तो उतना डिटेल नहीं जाना, but एक basic idea होना चाहिए. Then he's talking about green revolution, dairy production, white revolution and all. Now can you please tell me who is considered as the father of green revolution in India? Varghese Kurian, Norman Borlaug, M.S. Swaminathan, Dilbagh Singh Athwal. What is the right answer? Father of green revolution in India. Yes, in India it is M.S. Swaminathan. अगर world level में पूछा जाए, then you have to answer this. ठीक है. Wheat revolution ये father पूछा गया था, father of wheat revolution, है ना. This was also asked in the exam. So father of wheat revolution is option D. Yes, here the right answer is C. Yes, Alia Kausar, Ramesh, Payoja, Chauhan, Kumkum, you all were right. Varghese Kurian is father of white revolution, है ना. Father of white revolution, also known as Operation Floods. ठीक है, and he was associated with Amul, Anand Milk United Limited, है ना. So here the right answer is C, है ना. In fact, M.S. Swaminathan this year has been given Bharat Ratna as well. Okay, yes. So actually the green revolution happened in these areas, Punjab, Haryana and West UP region. I hope you are aware, specifically focused on wheat and rice, है ना, with the help of high yield variety seeds. Started in 1960s and all. ठीक है. and acknowledged as one of world's smallest cattle breeds. And the Vechar cow had little value in the India of the white revolution. And because smallest breed है तो इतना तो white revolution में उतना instrumental नहीं होगा. So these are the things he's talking about. ठीक है, Vechar conservation project and all. तो अब इसमें because it's related with a particular state and a particular district, that is why maybe for exam point of view it might not be very important. Okay. Now there is an article side में article is selection and election commission of India needs a selection panel free of executive bias. Okay, so now why it is in the news? Because recently 2 election commissioners have been appointed. है ना, look, actually था क्या, first let me tell you. I mean, few months back, hardly 3-4 months back, this was the case. So he's the chief election commissioner. I hope you are aware. And there are 2 election commissioners. So here is one election commissioner and here's another election commissioner. So Election Commission of India is a 3-member body, right? Okay. So there is chief election commissioner, then election commissioner, and another election commissioner. Okay. So now what happened was the one election commissioner retired on 14 February 2024. So he got retired. And another one, actually, he resigned on 9th March, just before the elections. So now what happened was these 2 places became vacant, and the only one chief election, member was actually left inside the election commission. So now what happened was recently the 2 new election commissioners have been appointed, and their name is actually Sukhbir Singh Sandhu and Gyanesh Kumar. Okay. So now we're having 3-member committee now. Now why actually this article is there? The article is because of this. Dekho. Actually, there was judgment of Supreme Court in Anup Barnwal case. And the Supreme Court said, dekho, earlier kya hota tha, if a chief election commissioner or the 2 election commissioners were appointed, it was actually done by the Prime Minister or the Council of Ministers advising the President, and the President used to choose it. So the petition went to the Supreme Court and all that, the chief election commissioner and election commissioner is supposed to be neutral. It appears to be neutral, and that is why it should not be appointed by the government advice and all. So in Anup Barnwal case, the Supreme Court said that the chief election commissioner, whether it's a chief election commissioner or the 2 election commissioners, they need to be appointed by president order, but president should decide on the basis of the select committee. And the select committee would comprise of the Prime Minister as the head, then the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, and the Chief Justice of India, right? So this was the judgment of in Anup Barnwal case. But I hope you are aware what happened was actually a law was passed after this judgment. Chief Election Commission and other election commissioners appointment condition of services terms of office act 2023. And now what happened was this law actually changed one thing, and that is instead of Chief Justice of India, it should be a cabinet minister. So now why people are actually have raised the concern, because the Prime Minister and cabinet minister are from the same government. So it should be 2 is on one side and 1 would be on the other side, because CGI was supposed to be comparatively more neutral and all. So that is why it was in the news, and that is why they are saying it. So abhi isko jo when the new law was made, the Supreme Court has not stayed it. People filed a petition, but the Supreme Court has not stayed it. So for all practical purpose, this is a new law, that the select committee would now comprise of the Prime Minister, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, and the cabinet minister. And this committee actually recommended the appointment of the recent 2 new election commissioners to the president. Okay. So these 2 new election commissioners were appointed through this process. Okay. That is what you should be knowing it. So ye bata rahe, that is what recently we have seen the 2 new members, because Arun Goel, one of the election commissioner, has resigned and another one got retired. And they are actually criticizing it because it is actually, critics are not wrong when they point out that the act setting out the process of selecting election commissioner, chief election commissioner to fall short of the independence. So the constitution bench order, Anup Barnwal case ki, was actually changed after the law was made and all. Okay, so ye sab bata rahe, so they are actually critical of that. To add the unfortunate, see, and now this is also being raised, why did Mr. Arun Goel resign just before the election? And just a personal reason, but we don't know what exactly was the personal reason and all. Okay, so these are the things you should be knowing it. Now we are having the 2 new election commissioners and all. So the real problem lies that Parliament chose to enact a law in response to the Supreme Court order. They are actually slightly critical of that. that when the Supreme Court order passed an order, the Parliament actually decided to change that, है ना. And ये याद रखना, Article 324 talks about the Election Commission of India. ठीक है, this can be asked in the exam, है ना. So why the Supreme Court had passed an order in Anup Banwal case that the Election Commission, the Select Committee should comprise of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, Lok Sabha and CGI. To ensure the ECI independence, the Election Commission should be considered as comparatively more independent, and it would hold free and fair election and all. Okay, so these are the things being discussed and all. The question now before the court is 2-1 majority can be a truly independent authority and all. So अब ये है कि हाँ, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet must have be from one government, and there will be Lok Sabha, Leader of Opposition, Lok Sabha. ठीक है. So उसी पे बात कर रहे, they are saying, talking about the same thing, that instead of the Cabinet Minister, ideally it should be the CGI, because CGI is considered as more neutral and all. ठीक है. खैर, let's move on further. नीचे में article ties that epitomize India's neighborhood first policy. So it has been written by actually the former ambassador to Bhutan, former Indian ambassador to Bhutan. ठीक है. So उन्होंने article लिखी, here is Bhutan. Now he's talking about the concept of neighborhood first policy. I hope there is a concept of neighborhood first policy of India. It is aimed at enhancing physical, digital and people-to-people connectivity across the region, as well as augmenting trade and commerce. ठीक है. So that is what we call it as neighborhood first policy. तो ये बता कि people have always marveled at how little the Bhutan, with a small area na, and of 7.7 lakh population, compared with a giant neighbor of India with 3.28 million square kilometer and 140 crore population, have been closest partner and the best friend over the past 50 years. तो ये बता ये रहा कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने ये सोचा है, वंडर किया है कि भूटान एकदम छोटा सा कंट्री है, इंडिया इतना बड़ा कंट्री है, भूटान में 7.7 लाख पॉपुलेशन है, इंडिया में वी आर हैविंग 140 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन, बट स्टिल वी आर हैविंग अ गुड रिलेशनशिप. होता ना कि एकदम छोटा सा कंट्री हो, कितना बड़ा है तो कैसे रिलेशन इंप्रूव है ना. So that is what he's saying, that yes, people have wondered, but yes, even if there is so much difference as far as size wise is concerned or population wise concerned, still actually we are having a good relationship. The answer is quite simple. Both nations took each other as equals. We treat each other equals with utmost respect. So that the author is saying that even if India is quite much larger in numbers as far as population is concerned or the size is concerned, but still we treated them equally, respected them equally, and that is why for the past 50 years we are having a good relationship. है ना, तो ये बता रहे हैं. Then here the author is talking about a Galefu project. देखो एक्चुअली क्या है, भूटान में अगर जाओगे नीचे में साउथ में एकदम बॉर्डरिंग एरिया में, there's a city, they are building a new city called as Galefu project, a city. ठीक है. So that is what is talking about, that the king of Bhutan last year in November visited India, है ना. So they have plans for mindfulness city at Galefu. They are building a city, है ना. And it will be a special economic zone to attract foreign investment and all. ठीक है. तो ये एक तरह का ऐसा सिटी रहेगा जिसमें फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट वगैरह आसानी से होगा. They will make a special economic zone. So the laws will actually for this city would be in such a way so as to benefit or increase the trade between the Bhutan and other nations, है ना. तो जो border पे तो most likely इंडिया और भूटानी के relation की बात हो रही है ना, most likely, है ना. So these are the things being talked about. ठीक है. Galefu city is expected to focus on human well-being too, with an emphasis on yoga, rest, recreation, spa therapies, mental relaxation. तो यहाँ ये सब चीजें भी होंगी, योगा को प्रमोट किया जाएगा, स्पा थेरेपीज, मेंटल रिलैक्सेशन के लिए लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स वुड बी देयर. ओके, जैसे भी बता रहे कि नवंबर लास्ट ईयर में भूटान किंग आए थे, और अभी रिसेंटली जो है ना, देखो 16 मार्च को द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ भूटान केम टू इंडिया. ठीक है ना. सो द विजिट बाय द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ भूटान रिसेंटली, है ना, ही मेट प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी एंड द प्रेसिडेंट द्रौपदी मुर्मू, है ना. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट. सो दैट इज व्हाट, है ना, is talking about. So अब उसके बाद क्या है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर is going to visit, है ना, on 21st March यानी कल, to visit Bhutan on 21st March, hold bilateral discussion. ठीक है. ठीक है. So इसीलिए भी न्यूज में. So let's see tomorrow, day after tomorrow it would be in the news if there is any agreement being signed. So go and find out. Hydropower corporation is the bedrock of India's relation with Bhutan. हाँ, hydropower corporation जो है ना, मेन relation है between India and Bhutan. Why? देखो, I hope you are aware of this, that if you find the geography wise, this is actually the Himalayan mountain range. यहाँ पे आता है, Himalayas are there. So the Bhutan is also a Himalayan country, and you will find a lot of these types of things, है ना. ये भूटानी की फोटो है. Okay, so now इसी जगह तो हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर जनरेशन होता है जहां पर हाइट होता है। हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर जनरेशन कैसे होगा? जहां पर डैम्स वुड बी देयर, है ना, या वाटरफॉल्स वुड बी देयर। सो पहाड़ी एरिया में तो होगा। यस। Wouldn't PM visiting Bhutan be violation of? No, Payuja Chavan, it won't be a violation of model code of conduct. ठीक है। किसी और कंट्री में जाना बिजनेस ट्रेड डील के लिए, आई डोंट थिंक इट्स वायलेशन ऑफ मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट। कोई नई बड़ी स्कीम नहीं लॉन्च किया जा सकता है मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट के अंदर, बट दिस कैन बी डन। हाँ, ओके। So this is what actually is being talked about. It's the bedrock of India's relation with Bhutan, several cooperative hydroelectric power projects. तो मेन चीज आपको ये समझना है कि इंडिया भूटान का जो टॉपिक है वो उसमें मेन चीज हाइड्रो पावर कॉर्पोरेशन होता है। इनफैक्ट नेपाल के साथ ही बहुत हद तक ऐसा ही होता है। ठीक है। So Thimphu is the capital of Bhutan and with a stream of revenue due to which it has graduated out of the least developed country status. तो पहले least developed country था, थोड़ा सा इंप्रूव कर गया। ठीक है। So that is what they are talking about. दूसरा है सप्लाइंग क्लीन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। ऑफ कोर्स जब आप पहाड़ी एरिया में जाओगे तो हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक पावर प्रोजेक्ट से ही तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन होगा ना। यस, सो दैट्स आल्सो द मेन आइडिया बिहाइंड इट, है ना। ओके, इंडिया हैज आल्सो बीन अ मेजर डेवलपमेंट असिस्टेंट पार्टनर टू भूटान। तो इंडिया ने काफी हेल्प किया है भूटान को। कंट्रीब्यूटेड 5,000 करोड़ टू द 12 5-year प्लान विच जस्ट कंक्लूडेड। तो उनका कुछ 12 5-year प्लान होगा, उसको उसमें इंडिया ने 5,000 करोड़ दिया है। क्रिटिकल इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट असिस्टेंस द फैक्ट दैट इंडिया डज नॉट मेयरली अंडरटेक प्रोजेक्ट्स विच आर बेनिफिट टू इट बट पेज अ लॉट ऑफ अटेंशन टू द प्रायोरिटीज ऑफ भूटानीज पीपल। ठीक है। तो ये बता ये रहा है कि इंडिया ने बहुत सारा ऐसा काम किया, सिर्फ ये नहीं कि जिससे हमको फायदा हो, बल्कि भूटानीज पीपल के फायदे के लिए बहुत सारा वी हैव डन अ लॉट ऑफ सपोर्ट टू द भूटान गवर्नमेंट एंड ऑल, है ना। फिर ये गेलेफ्यू सिटी की बात करें, इसी के बारे में दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एंड ऑल, है ना। Is next to remote parts of West Bengal and Assam, and the success mindfulness city will have a positive socio-economic spillovers. हाँ, अब ये बता रहे हैं कि जो गेलेफ्यू सिटी है, ठीक है, और यहाँ पे देखो ये वेस्ट बंगाल का बॉर्डर है ना। सो दिस इज यू विल फाइंड वेस्ट बंगाल, ये वाला जो है ये वेस्ट बंगाल हो गया और ये वाला आसाम हो गया ना। ठीक है। अब देखो ये बता ये रहे, इसके पास में जो इधर वेस्ट बंगाल या आसाम के जो सिटीज हैं, दे आर एक्चुअली रिमोट पार्ट्स, यानी विलेज एरिया टाइप होगा, उतना डेवलप्ड नहीं होगा ये वाला रीजन। ठीक है। सो दे आर सेइंग दैट इफ गेलेफ्यू विल गेट डेवलप्ड देन मोस्ट लाइकली दिस रीजन विल आल्सो गेट डेवलप्ड। सो द बॉर्डरिंग एरियाज ऑफ आसाम एंड वेस्ट बंगाल, ठीक है ना, वही वो बता रहे, है ना, विल हैव पॉजिटिव सोशो इकोनॉमिक स्पिल ओवर इफेक्ट होता है कि अगर ये वाला शहर डेवलप करेगा तो उसके आसपास का भी एरिया डेवलप कर जाएगा कुछ ना कुछ, है ना। दैट इज व्हाट द आइडिया इज। ठीक है। यहाँ पर सिलीगुड़ी है, यहीं पे दार्जिलिंग आपको मिलेगा, वेरी फेमस टूरिस्ट स्पॉट एंड ऑल। ठीक है। So these are the things being talked about. Next is guaranteed MSPs and ethical imperative. देखो अब MSP के बहुत बात हो रही है, मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, है ना, that the government should declare guarantee, legal guarantee that they'll be buying at this price, है ना, the crops and all. अब इसमें काफी सारे डिबेट होता है। So first we'll be asking this. देखो इस तरह क्वेश्चन आ चुका है क्लैट में ना। MS स्वामीनाथन recommended which of the following formula for MSP? A2 plus FL, C2 plus 50%, FL plus 50%, none of the above. This is a previous year question asked. MS Swaminathan committee, I would say. Yes, the right answer is C2 plus 50%. देखो बहुत तरह के प्राइसेस होता है ना। एक A2 कॉस्ट हुआ जो नॉर्मल कॉस्ट होता है, FL में फैमिली लेबर भी ऐड हो जाता है। A2 मतलब जो इनपुट कॉस्ट, जिसमें जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे सीड, फर्टिलाइजर सब की जरूरत पड़ा, FL में फैमिली लेबर भी आ गया, और C2 में सब कुछ आ जाता है। सो फैमिली लेबर A2 प्लस रेंट वगैरह ऑल द थिंग्स। सो द मोस्ट कम्प्रिहेंसिव एक्सपेंडिचर इज C2, इसमें सब कुछ आ जाता है। एंड दैट इज वाई द MS स्वामीनाथन हैड रिकमेंडेड कि जितना भी खर्चा हो, जैसे मान लो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ 1,000 रुपी वॉज, लेट्स आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जाम्पल, was expended, is the expenditure total overall comprehensive expenditure of the farmer, then 50%, any 1,500 at least should be the MSP. That's the idea. Okay. Fair. So B is the right answer. Yes, Ramesh, Alia, Kausar, Payoja, Chauhan, you all are right. B is the right answer. Okay. Which of the following decides MSP finally? CACP, Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices, CCA, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, APMC, none of the above. What is the right answer? क्या सही जवाब है? देखो, some people would say option A, but the right answer is B. CACB, Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices, just a recommendatory body. So it recommends MSP. but the final decision is taken by CCEA, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So B is the right answer. ठीक है, yes, Alia Kausar, very good. Kumkum Manjana, yes, Ramesh, you are right. मैंने बताया because I have seen many people actually getting confused कि CACP recommends, takes the final decision, but no, CCEA, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, headed by the Prime Minister, takes the decision. ठीक है, so you should know this. हाँ. So ये बता रहे perennial issue of fair pricing, farm produce and also MSP की बात करें, they are talking about. अब देखो एक शांता कुमार पैनल बनाया गया था, so they said that only 6% of the people actually get benefit the MSP, जो भी अनाउंस किया था 23 क्रॉस पर. However, there are some disputes, some जैसे एक इंडियन एक्सप्रेस की आर्टिकल थी, so they said कि not only 6% farmers, but more than that, in fact, 15 to 25% farmers get benefit. खैर ये अपना अपना ओपिनियन है. But still 100% people are not getting, है ना, MSP. Even if the government announces MSP, the procurement is not done for all the farmers, है ना. So that is one issue कि अगर government MSP announce किया है, तो सारे लोग मतलब बेच पाए, है ना. So all the people should be able to sell and all, है ना. So it is generally announced for 23 crops before the sowing, है ना. बोने से पहले अनाउंस किया जाता है कि so that the farmers would decide accordingly that whether I am supposed to sow this or not, है ना. जो क्या लिखा है, only 6% of the farmers actually get the benefit, especially from Punjab, Haryana region. So they get the benefit of MSP. Okay, so so that is what they are talking about. देखो MS स्वामीनाथन का 650% cross profit margin, भाई C2 plus 50% की बात कर रहे हैं. They are talking about it. Okay, so then the author is talking about it, that a universal declaration of human rights, rights on peasants, talks about it. In fact, there are a lot of provisions regarding in the constitution which talks about farmers, है ना, किसानों की बात कहा गया है. So these are the things the author is talking about. So actually he is favoring the idea of legal guarantee for MSP and all. The next is decoding electoral bonds. ये हम लोगों ने कई बार discuss कर लिया, so we are not going very much in detail. ठीक है, so these are the list कि which political party has got which much, how much benefit and all. Right, 21st March को further detail will be disclosed. कल और पता चलेगा, so let's wait for tomorrow, है ना. So we'll get to know more about it, है ना. The SBI will further give the detail of the unique ID and each and everything regarding it. ठीक है. फिर एक और आर्टिकल थी, activists call for border march in Ladakh to mark land lost to China. Now I hope you are aware, Sonam Wangchuk, he's from Ladakh and he has been protesting and for 6th schedule status and all, and so 6th schedule ke liye they are demanding it, and in fact he has been on the fast for many days and he has appealed to people to that on 24th March you should keep fast and all. So these are the things talking about. तो यहाँ पर this is the Ladakh Union Territory, है ना. So 6th schedule में कौन कौन आता है? Assam, Meghalaya, parts of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. So these all are actually under the 6th schedule and all. हाँ, तो ठीक है, तो आप इसको पढ़िएगा थोड़ा सा. What is the benefit? So in 6th schedule they get the people they get autonomous status, है ना. So the people get more power. You can say they have their own autonomous district council, ठीक है, where actually they have more power in making the laws and regarding land, forests, etc. So that is what they are demanding it and all, for the protection of their land, forests, etc. फिर एक और आर्टिकल थी ILO की आर्टिकल है, इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की. 27.6 million people engaged in forced labor in 2021. Okay, so they explain what exactly is forced labor, तो उसको explain करते भी है, ठीक है. So international, now there's a homework. Please tell me, okay, please tell me where is the headquarter of ILO, International Labor Organization. This is one of the oldest organization, one of the oldest organization of United Nations, ठीक है. And they have released the concept that 27.6 million people are engaged in forced labor. That is what you should be knowing it. And they have defined it. ठीक है, उन्होंने define भी किया है forced labor को. So इसको थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिए इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा. And who is the Director General? Gilbert F. Hongbu. Actually is the Director General of ILO. ठीक है, so that is what you should be knowing it. Now, एक और वर्ल्ड पेज में आर्टिकल, यूनाइटेड नेशन सेज इजराइल मे बी यूजिंग स्टारवेशन एज अ वेपन ऑफ वॉर. स्टारवेशन मतलब भूखमरी, मींस शॉर्टेज ऑफ फूड. व्हेन देयर इज शॉर्टेज ऑफ फूड, सो द पीपल स्टार्ट एक्चुअली डाइंग ऑफ हंगर. Okay, so that's the United Nations has said that Israel is using that as a weapon of war and all. So I hope you are aware the war is there. So here is India, this is Israel, and this is Israel. Here you will find Gaza, and this one is actually West Bank. Okay, the rest is actually Israel. Okay, so I hope you are aware the war is happening in Gaza and all since 7th October last year and all. So that is why you should be knowing it. Okay, it is the United Nations has called it a weapon of war, which would be a war crime and all. Okay, and एक दो नाम पता होना चाहिए. UN Human Rights Chief और UN Human Rights Chief is Volker Turk. Okay, go and find out he belongs to which country. Okay, so these are some of the facts you should be knowing it. So this is all about today's class. Download our app, go to CLAT section, you will get talk to our counselor button, click on it, you will get to know more about our courses. So 24th March को 6 PM we'll be having a session, why choose law as a career option with Abhimanyu sir. Then 27th March we'll be having a session. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and download the BYJU'S exam prep app. Thank you everyone, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.